Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Miguel.
This is the Didn't Anyone Mention podcast.
Welcome back.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so do you know where Denver is?
Yes, I
Just
know where
test number-
Denver is.
Where is it?
Colorado?
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Unless there's multiple Denvers.
No, that's true.
Okay. That's where my mom does a lot of work.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Did you? So, okay, I don't even know how I came across this actually.
You weren't just handed it?
No,
Dang.
not like you were. I honestly don't even know how I came across this, and it turned into this whole thing.
You just Googled a couple random words together and you're like,
Possibly.
darn.
So, the Denver International Airport.
Oh, I have heard that. It's crazy.
What have you heard?
There's a bunch of conspiracies about it.
Like what?
Because they're saying, I remember one time somebody was telling me about how the artwork has a secret meaning.
Okay,
And aliens.
you're on the right track.
And aliens come there. and
You're on the
things.
right track.
Yeah.
What
But
else?
that's all I know is it's like a alien-esque thing. It's like a but yeah, I know that there's a whole bunch of artwork and stuff, but people are like, oh yeah, secrets.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think somebody also, if I remember right, it was there's whole sections that aren't even used. The building seems bigger than what's actually being used or something.
That's part of it. Okay. So there's a handful of things that have happened at the Denver International Airport. So aliens is part of the theory.
Okay,
this
I
is
knew
kind
that.
of a conspiracy theory / who knows
Yeah.
type deal. So
I would definitely say it gets grouped into conspiracy theories most of the time
yes.
that I've heard of it. In every concept, I've heard of it.
So we'll just call the Denver International Airport just DIA. DIA. DIA.
DIA.
Yeah. That's what we'll call it moving forward.
Okay.
So the DIA opened up in 1995. And
1995? That's it?
That's not even that early. Or
Yeah,
that long
that's 30
ago.
years ago.
Holy shit, you're right. It's not that long ago.
No.
And it's a huge airport. It's actually twice the size of Manhattan. Did you know that?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I looked at, you know how many square miles Manhattan is? 22.
Oh, that's not even that big.
I know. Old Moscow, Idaho is 5. So that's what I'm.
I know.
That's what I'm
So
relating
four.
it to.
Okay, so
It's 4 Moscow, Idahos.
Okay,
That's how we measure things.
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
That's what we'll say.
That's where I wonder what is kind of same thought process is. The size of Disney World is the size of San Francisco. So now that you just said that, I was like, oh, I wonder now. Now I'm thinking how big is
how
San
many
Francisco?
Moscows fits in San Francisco?
How many square feet? Square
Footage would be crazy. Square mileage.
Square foot mileage. Square mileage.
Square mile. I don't.
You already just said it.
I know.
I just forgot what you had said. But anyways,
so 1995. But even before it opened up, it was weird.
Spooky.
So, first of all, Denver had already had a big airport called Stapleton. So, when this one was being built, people questioned, why did we even need one? Especially since DIA...
Do you know if it was international already or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
My assumption is no.
I'm guessing not, yeah.
So people were wondering, especially since the DIA was massively over budget. It cost around $4.8 billion to build.
In 1995?
Nearly $2 billion more than planned.
Almost double?
Almost double.
Yeesh.
That is if your project manager tells you, we're going to need $2 billion more, fire. Fire right away. Straight to jail.
What?
That's so much money. That is not a small oversight.
1995.
Yeah.
That would be so much. That would be, even if it was only 30 years ago, that would still be a lot more now, especially for how costs of building is now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Conspiracy theorists claim that the excess amount of money was funded for something else. Underground bunkers, secret tunnels, or some believe it's a literal gate to hell.
That's the other one. Yes. Okay. I knew there was more, but I can't remember. Yeah. Okay.
So
the gate of hell costs $2 billion.
And it's also in Denver, Colorado. What the fuck?
Listen, I would just like to point out that Colorado was like one of the first ones to legalize all these drugs. I'm joking.
Was it really?
I think so. It was one of the first ones.
I think you're right, but Oregon was one of the first to legalize everything or decriminalize everything.
Decriminalize, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I don't know,
right.
but I think in Colorado you can get all the goods, or it's not criminalized.
I think you can get weed in Colorado.
I just don't think it's criminalized anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
I could totally not be correct.
Never
but
been. Actually, I've been to the Denver International Airport.
I've been to the airport a couple of times.
I cannot. It's been years since I've been in there.
Yeah, it's been a couple. I used to go. Actually, I bet I've been there a handful of times because when we flew to Florida, I'm pretty sure we would stop in Colorado. Like that was like the point.
Yeah,
it was like Colorado.
It's a big airport.
So I wouldn't doubt it because as a kid, I bet I've been in it, but of course I wouldn't have known about all this stuff to actually pay attention.
Well, I got some pictures for you that we can look at in a little bit. So I'm going to take you through different time periods. Okay. First one is our underground tunnels and the bunkers from 1990 to present. This is happening right now.
Oh.
One of the biggest and longest running theories is that the DIA has an elaborate underground facility.
Okay.
Workers have reported an unusual number of tunnels beneath the airport, way more than what they need for their luggage systems, which is what they say that's what they need the tunnels for underground.
Okay. Okay.
Some say that these deep tunnels connect to underground military bases. Acronym DUMS.
Okay.
I know. Or the New World Order's headquarters.
Dang.
And even an alien base.
Cthulhu.
Do you know what the New World Order is?
I feel like we've briefly brought it up a couple times.
The New World Order?
Mm-hmm. Or maybe not on here, but I know like you and I, or you have told me. Like,
I'll just sum it up for our listeners if they haven't listened to that episode. New World Order is a theory that says there is a group of global elites that are trying to gain control over the world through totalitarianism, and it's going to be a one world government. This is usually built up by politicians, bankers, Freemasons, the Illuminati. People like that. Pretty much just trying to take over the world and have us under one government.
Fully one government, not just one government per area. It would be one. Yeah,
one government.
Mm-hmm.
So some former employees have reported hearing weird noises coming from the tunnels, including what sounded like chanting or screaming.
Oh my gosh.
Others claim that there was construction projects being built and then they just disappeared.
Oh.
As if they were like being built by the airport and then they got buried or something like that. And then there's a few that claim that deep within the tunnels that there is a portal to hell through a dimensional rift. I don't know how that all works. I don't know. And the government controls it.
Interesting.
Or does it control the government? Dun, dun, dun.
Dang, that was intense.
I know. So now, the New World Order and the Freemasons, 1995. First of all, let's talk about the dedication plaque at the Denver International Airport.
Okay.
It contains the Freemason symbol. Okay. And references a New World Airport Commission. That's what it says. A group that doesn't seem to exist anywhere else outside of the DIA. This pretty much sparked a lot of the controversy around it. It's and this is where people claim that the DIA was actually built to house the New World Order elites.
Okay.
This is also a funny one. Some claim that the layout of the airport's runways resemble a swastika. You know what I did? I went to Google Maps.
And you looked at it?
Looked at it. They're not joking.
Jeez.
I'm going to share this with Sam.
I don't even know if I want to post that.
It's like...
Did you draw that?
I drew that.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you drew it.
I drew
that. Maybe I'll just post it and be like...
Do you see it? It's pretty darn close to a swastika. It's pretty darn close.
Oh my gosh.
You zoom in a little deeper and...
Oh my god.
The heart of the building...
Uh-huh.
is literally a heart.
Oh, cute.
The swastika, it's right there. The heart is right next to the swastika. Right, it's right there.
Oh my gosh. I see it. I see it. The heart is cute. Well, they're like, you know what would be so cute? This would be worth the 2 extra billion to make it into a heart.
It could be. So, with the swastika, people believe that it was a call for fascism and a new world government. Yeah.
Well, it's been 30 years.
So, and then this one in 2008. Have you ever heard of Blucifer?
Blucifer?
Blucifer, not Lucifer. Blucifer. No. But I can guess, my guess is that you know what I'm insinuating when I say Blucifer.
A blue Lucifer?
Yes, indeed. It is a 32-foot tall, demon-eyed blue Mustang sculpture that greets visitors.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yes, I do. I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
The horse literally killed its creator. Luis Jimenez, when a piece of it fell...
Okay, I was like, how? Okay.
A piece of it fell and severed an artery in his leg.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. While he was working on it. Since then, Blucifer has been linked to some of the airport's dark energy, with some saying it's a hellish guardian or a symbol of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blue. Which one's blue? I don't know if there is. They have a red, white, black. Ew.
And then it's got red eyes. Yep, you see it?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm trying to think of...
It's 32 feet tall.
That's massive.
I know.
I'm trying to think of what the 4 horsemen colors are. I know it's red, black, white. Is it blue?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's look it up real quick. Is there 4...
What are the 4 or just like, what's the 4 horsemen?
Horsemen in Revelation?
Yeah, it's in Revelations. That's the...
white, red, black, and pale.
Pale. Oh, yeah, because that's death. Okay.
Wait, they have a meaning?
Mm-hmm.
What is white?
One's famine. One is...
Oh, here it is. Yeah. White symbolizes military might.
Yeah.
Red symbolizes war and bloodshed and hatred.
Mm-hmm.
Pale is death.
Mm-hmm.
What about the black one?
The black one, I'm pretty sure, is famine. Like, what are the 4 for the 4 horsemen? I'm pretty... Yeah.
Huh.
Let me see. You keep on telling me about this. I'll find it. The 4 horsemen.
Yeah. So...
Oh, conquest, war, famine, and death. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah.
Along with this freaking horsey boy, there's apocalyptic murals inside the airport.
Okay.
For years, it's been displaying a series of disturbing murals by artist Leo Tenguma. I totally butchered that last name. Depicting scenes of mass death, burning cities, and military figures in gas masks. Some believe that these murals predict a future of cataclysm, possibly a government-orchestrated apocalypse, while others tie them to occult symbology. Yeah, I said that right.
Okay.
We'll look at some of those in a second.
Okay.
Actually, I'll show you them right now.
Okay.
Because I have them handy. So this is one here, and then if you swipe to the next photo, why don't you tell people what you see here?
Okay, well, Jesus. The first picture looks like, it looks like, to me, it's giving the Marvel guy, what's his name? Is the guy that has the, red face, that, or Hydra. Yeah, so, like, it looks like, it's giving, like, that weird military hat, but it gives me Hydra feels. But if anybody doesn't know, it's like kind of looks like a guy that's wearing a mask but has like a military hat, a gun, and
is it Red Skull? That's the guy's name?
Red Skull. Yeah. It looks like Red Skull's face, low key.
Okay.
But it has a mask, has what is that, an AR or something, and then like a big old sword, which is pointing towards the sword is actually stabbing a white dove, and then there's children and women, looks like crying or dead or something. So, but then there's like a rainbow like in the background, like randomly. Like, what the heck? I feel like they could have picked a different artist for this. Like, for traveling. Okay, the next one is there's like a bunch of low-key, there's a bunch of birds in glass boxes.
Uh-huh.
which is weird. But then, like, the forests are on fire. So maybe this is, like, about, like... And then is that... The buffalo or the bison is mounted, but it's still there. We even have, like, Hansel and Gretel. Looks like we have a whole bunch of, like, old rhyme, like, nursery rhymes / like, stories and stuff. But you have a couple people in glass boxes. You have a whale in the air. Like, there's a lot going on in here, but it's interesting. Are those the two?
Yeah, those are the two murals.
So
These are the
two
famous ones here.
Yeah, famously intense for an airport. What are you doing?
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting for an airport. I'll send these to Sam and she'll post them on our Instagram when we release this. There's just a lot going on.
I know I didn't explain it with justice because it was chaotic.
There's a lot.
And it's just weird.
And no conspiracy is tied together in its entirety without, take a guess?
Aliens.
Nope, not aliens.
What?
Lizard people.
Oh, the lizard people and our lizard brains, yes.
So the DIA underground base is supposedly home to our reptilian overlords.
Oh.
The same ones that supposedly control world governments. Some claim to have seen strange humanoid figures in restricted areas, and other stories are of employees quitting in terror after witnessing something inexplicable.
Yeesh.
Others say the underground tunnels house demonic entities and possibly even a gate to hell. We've already talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Instead of ignoring the conspiracy theories, you know what the Denver airport did?
I bet they just play into them at this point.
They embraced them, yep. In 2018, they launched an advertising campaign featuring lizard people and jokes about their secret tunnels. They even put up posters with messages, "Are we creating the world's greatest airport or preparing for the end of the world?"
That's what you gotta do if you can't beat them.
This made people more suspicious, but it also probably like relieved a lot of people because they're like, "Oh, these guys are just joking around or something."
But like, if you were like, "Yeah, I'm totally not a millionaire." Yeah, you're right, but you are. Mm-hmm. Like, you kind of would say something like that, right?
Yep.
Also, them being like, "Oh yeah, whatever" vibe about it makes me believe it though, because if they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that yawn came out of nowhere."
You're good.
But if they actually wanted to defend themselves, it would be more like, "No, that's not what it is." Or honestly, if it was big enough, they would not even acknowledge it if it was not real. They would just not acknowledge it at all. But anyways, what'd you find? What you doing?
I have some first-hand encounters of these employees in the tunnels.
Heck yeah.
However, they're very long stories, so I'm just going to summarize them.
Okay.
More like have ChatGPT summarize them.
Cool.
So there's one Reddit user claiming to be a custodian at the DIA, recounted
So
hearing...
they're still there?
They're still there.
Okay.
Recounting hearing legends about underground caverns and secret societies. However, he said this whole story about how he was down mopping something up in Hall B, which that doesn't mean anything to me. And then something weird happened to him.
Oh, okay.
But none of it's verified, obviously.
Well, yeah, because it's just one person who said it, yeah.
What happened to my other one?
They summarized it too good for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to read that one because that one's not very good.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Like, yeah, I've saved it, but I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, I saved it, but it's not very good. ChatGPT does good, but not very good all the time.
Do you remember what it was kind of about or no?
It's all just hearing weird noises.
Hearing weird noises, not knowing what's going on down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I get it, especially if it's big enough, there's things under there, machines under there. Yeah, you're going to hear weird things.
Yeah.
And also, it's an airport. There's always things moving all the time in there. Where you expect it to be pitched like...
But $4.8 billion with $2 billion over budget, there's got to be something funky going on.
Or they wrote it off with that and they actually funded something else.
That's another.
I
Yeah,
think-
that's
yeah.
another good point.
But
It is
pretty
one
big.
of the largest airports in the U.S., isn't it?
I think so. I mean, it's an international one. I'm pretty. Yeah,
it
it's
is.
an international one. So that's what makes it weird.
Mm.
Well,
Also, okay, so that's all I got. However, Sam and I are just going to chit chat for a little bit. We got new microphones.
Oh, yes. So if you noticed it on the last one, it's because we did.
Yeah,
that.
we finally got some new microphones. Hopefully, you guys can hear us better. The other microphones we were using, it was...
We noticed on the few episodes before these that they were making some weird noises. So sorry in advance. Or sorry for that in the past.
Yeah,
But
I'm hoping it's all good now.
yeah.
So hopefully we can still get them out. It takes a little more editing because these are studio microphones. And I'm learning about all this stuff right now.
Yeah, it's a little... There is a learning curve, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
But
Anything else?
no,
Oh.
what?
Wait, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just saying, what was your conspiracy theory that you thought of for the Denver airport? Like, which one did you believe the most?
I want to say the gate to hell.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's no reason for that horse to be that big, except for I know the Denver Broncos are there.
100%.
So, but how convenient would it be?
It would be. And an artery, I mean, you have major arteries everywhere. Like, you have one in your arms, you have them especially in your legs. Like, it's a bummer, but yeah, it hit his artery.
I don't know.
Also, did nobody find him or what?
I mean, if you hit an artery, especially in your leg, you got your two biggest arteries running through your legs. You hit it, you got
there's
minutes, like low number minutes
Yeah, you're
before
right.
you bleed out, unless you got a tourniquet ready.
Yeah, jeez, that sucks. That really sucks.
Rest in peace, buddy.
He died doing what he loved, art.
What a terrible way to go, though. You're just doing something, a piece of metal comes out and just fucking glocks you.
I know.
Fucking
It's
terrible.
crazy.
We got some feedback on our date night episode that released probably now. A month ago.
Yeah, it did, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Month or two ago. They liked it. We actually have a lot of views on that one. And Andrew, our old Andrew guy on YouTube, he gave us some questions that we will visit again on another night in the future.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so he actually wrote out like 8 or 9 questions.
Dude, that's so cool.
What a guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, because we were kind of like, okay, let's just do it. But then we both were like, I don't really know how to do this.
Yeah, and so I was listening to the episode, and the mics were like cutting in and out, and I was like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, and then that's how Miguel figured out, like, because I mean, you edit it and get it together, but it's really, you don't have to listen to the whole thing.
I don't listen to the whole thing.
So then he was like, what the heck? Why is it doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when, I mean, this time it's Friday, and our episode came out Monday, and Miguel was listening to it, and we ordered these on Thursday. Or ordered them on Wednesday. He was like, we can't do this. So, because he was very excited.
It was.
He's like, we got the green light to get studio mics. Oh boy.
Yeah, seriously. They're pretty sweet too.
They are.
It's a pretty ghetto setup, but it works.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there one day. We got our plastic table and our mics mounted onto the plastic table with a wood block. It's perfect.
I think it's great. What do you mean?
Yeah, we got our little audio interface. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Sweet.
We'll see you guys on the next one, eh?
See you later.
Goodbye, my bubble guppies.
Jesus.